Good day to all of you. Before we proceed to our lesson, I will introduce first our group. My name is Stevenson Taay, and here are Mr. Escanio, Ms. Avalia, Mr. Mutap, Mr. Kayanan, and lastly, Mr. Bawit. So the contents of our presentation in this discussion, you will be learned the definition of digital piracy, its types, causes, effects, and also the legal actions and punishments associated with it, and the solution on how we can deal with this issue. We all know that digital content can be quite expensive, especially when you get into the high-end software packages or what we call the legal website or the streaming platforms. Sometimes this content costs several thousands of dollars, but not everyone can afford these prices. If you have spent any amount of time on the internet, I know that you have heard, or the worst was surely you personally experienced, the so-called digital piracy. But before we proceed to our lesson, I will just discuss what piracy means in general. So it says here that piracy refers to the unauthorized duplication or the illegal stealing or sharing files or copyrighted content that you haven't paid for, such as movies, series, and music. However, piracy is not limited to just software. Piracy can include books, games, CDs, and even the song and albums of your favorite singer, and pop groups can be pirated as well, and many more of that, then sold at substantially lower prices in the gray market. So basically, piracy ay ang pagnanakaw ng content, mga videos, movies, series, or musics without paying for it, then you'll share it to the several people to gain money. The internet and online peer-to-peer sharing software has made piracy more popular than ever, and this is the digital piracy. Digital piracy on the rise globally, and the Philippines is one of the Asia-Pacific region's leading consumers. Based on their findings, 61% of Filipinos said they consume pirated contents. 44% said they'd consume it through social media and messaging apps like Facebook and TikTok. And here is Mr. Mutap to discuss briefly the definition of digital piracy.
Digital piracy is the act of downloading and or distributing copyrighted material and intellectual property without paying for it. And it is most certainly an illegal act. When a user downloads a copy of paid content for free without permission from the owner, this includes music, TV shows, movies, video games, audiobooks, ebooks, and sport broadcasts. It negatively affects the creative industries including film, TV publishing, music, and gaming.
Types of digital piracy. There are many different sorts of digital content that are pirated and thus many different types of piracy. Number 1 is shoplifting, a type of software piracy that occurs when users share their software with other users who are not authorized to have access by the end-user license agreement. Number 2, counterfeiting. This type of piracy is the illegal duplication, distribution, and sale of copyrighted material with the intent of imitating the copyrighted product. Number 3, internet piracy. This occurs when software is downloaded from the internet. Number 4, end-user piracy. This occurs when an individual reproduces copies of software without authorization. Number 5, client-server overuse. This type of piracy occurs when too many users on a network are using a central copy of a program at the same time. Number 6. Hard disk loading. This occurs when a business sells new computers with illegal copies of software loaded onto the hard disk to make the purchase of the machines more attractive.
At this moment, we will gonna know what are the factors that causes digital piracy. We all know that digital piracy is one of the most popular forms of intellectual property theft and is currently recognized as a crime in several countries. This begs the question, if persons are fully informed that digital file sharing is a crime and can be caught and can be legally prosecuted, why do individuals continue to engage in such criminal behavior? So these are the factors influencing digital piracy. First is the unwillingness to pay. The most common reason for digital piracy is the unwillingness to pay. Obviously, people want things for free. Torrent website and peer-to-peer sharing make it easier than ever to download. You can obtain everything from software to make movies and books, and in many cases, it can take only a few minutes to download them. So what this means, may mga tao talaga na I'm sure you are one of it that not willing to pay just to watch that specific movies. So what will they do? They will find a pirated copy of that movie, series, or even music in the illegal website in the internet. The second reason was the financial gain. Some people do it for financial gain. Hackers download pirated content with the intention of reselling it and making it a profit. So digital piracy is a profitable crime. Some individuals ay ginagawa itong negosyo or pinagkukunan ng profit nila. They will sell it to others to gain profit. And piracy services generated revenue through various means. It includes in advertising. These sites may receive payment from advertisers based on the number of impressions or clicks. Next is for donations. Some piracy services may ask users to donate money in exchange for access to premium content or to support their site. Next is for subscription services. Users may be able to access high-quality versions of pirated content or gain access to premium content in exchange for a subscription fee. Next is the selling user data. Some piracy services may sell user data, such as borrowing history or personal information to third-party companies. Last is the affiliate marketing. Piracy services may generate revenue by referring users to the sites or products from online retailers. You see how digital piracy is a profitable crime? The individual who are stealing and producing copyrighted content are really a business-minded person for having this as their source of income. And the next reason why individual is still engaging in this kind of crime is to steal a personal data. It says here that pirated contents use as trap to steal personal data, such as bank information or other sensitive information. Software updates or lack of them for products obtained through piracy can result in security vulnerabilities and other problems. So there are also websites that offering pirated contents para makuha nila ang mga personal informations mo. In some cases kasi diba, there are some na kailangan may fill upan ka to open the site or the content that you want. One of the example of this is the unsafe payment methods, which can lead to credit card fraud or other financial scams. And another reason why some individuals are producing pirated contents is to spread malware. It says here that hackers and social engineers use pirated content to spread malware and infect users' system, which can harm the user's device or steal personal information. Many websites and peer-to-peer networks that offer pirated material may contain malware or viruses. This malware can also spread in parallel within a form of corporate network, potentially affecting critical business operations or used as the launchpad for identity theft and identity fraud. So what it means? In some cases kasi, they are distributing some pirated contents para magpalaganap ng viruses or malware sa mga technology devices natin. At meron ding mga professionals sa mga ito. One of them are the social engineers na hinahire ng mga corporations or businesses for some illegal doings such as stealing information in their competitors or also identity theft, or specifically mga naglalagay or mga nagpapalaganap ng viruses sa mga operations ng kanilang competitors. And there are so many example situation of digital piracy. And here are Mr. Escanio and Ms. Afalia and Mr. Kayanan to discuss to you some of those.
Fake lives in Facebook. There are so many Facebook pages that is stealing some Facebook lives of other, and they will post it to their page as if it's belong to them. One of the main reasons is to scam the viewers of that specific live. This is very similar to some Facebook page that posting some lives that they steal the Wow Win, Manny Pacquiao, and other influencer live videos. One of the situation was when Madam Inuts, on other hand, emphasized that her official Facebook account is Daisylicious Ukay. They are quite concerned about the proliferation of bogus Facebook accounts supposedly using Madam Inuts' name, photo, and her live videos. Ito ay dahil sa mga mga scammer at poster na gumagamit ng kanyang pangalan at mga live videos para makahingi ng pera sa kanyang supporters. Actually, naawa na rin daw kasi si Madam Inuts, lalo na sa mga kanyang fans na senior citizen na nagpadala ng pera sa pag-aakalang sila ay makatutulong ganun. Naalarma na rin ang viral na online seller dahil gumagamit pa umano ang kanyang mga poster ng larawan ng may sakit para makahingi ng donasyon.
Another example of piracy is surging because of the growing number of streaming services. Back in the day, Netflix was the only streaming service in town. Then, you'd subscribe to Netflix and practically have access to all streaming content, all in one place. Nowadays, aside from Netflix, there's exclusive content available through Prime Video, Hulu, Disney+, Apple TV+, Peacock, and HBO Go. Individually, subscribing to each and every one of these services would just cost too much. So many, even those already paying for legal streaming services and pirating content they want from the other platforms.
So kahit na may isa o dalawang streaming sites na naka-access na tayo, may mga kulang pa rin na content doon, or should I say it's not complete. That's why nagagawa pa rin nating maghanap sa internet of that specific content that we want. And hindi natin maiiwasan na mapunta sa mga illegal sites because whether we like it or not, mas madami pa or mas kompleto pang ino-offer nila kesa sa mga legal sites. And these are the example of those illegal sites for movies. One of those are the Internet Archive, Hotstar, Princess Movie Online, IMDb, Jex Movie, and Move Oni.
Illegally downloading music. Music piracy is the copying and distributing of recording of a piece of music for which the right owners, composers, recording artists, or copyright holding record company did not give consent.
And these are the example of those illegal downloading sites for music. We have MyFreeMP3, Jamendo, Last.fm, Pixabay, and MusicBed. Up next is the effect of digital piracy to the economy, to the society, and to the artists. The economic impact of piracy is massive. It trickles all the way down from the content creator and to the employees of affected companies. In the past, we'd look at a movie release that was pirated and calculated the economic impact on cinema tickets, sales, DVD sales, and TV licensing rights. But now, as we are in the digital world, a famous movie can easily be downloaded and distributed at no charge by a group of people willing to host it on their server. Once the movie has been downloaded, tens of thousands of people can be sharing it simultaneously. So this can spill over into every other industry that contributes to the economy. This means that every industry that creates unique content such as entertainment industry, movie industry, and even the music industries eventually, and even the cinemas and streaming platforms kung saan ipinapalabas ang new release na movies and series will suffer once that content is stolen and shared online. In cases that mawawalan sila ng kita, not totally mawawalan but mababawasan sila ng kita in that specific content that they produce. And this income na mawawala sa kanila is a big loss to that already. Lalong-lalo na kung hindi nila na-meet ang amount na nagastos nila in producing and making that content. And no matter how hard companies work to fight online piracy, new forms of theft are created every day. Hindi mawala-wala ang mga illegal sites and pirated contents sa internet. Next is the impact of digital piracy on the society. One of those is the compromising consumer experience. Although many people believe that digital piracy is somehow helping them, in most cases, it's compromising their consumer experience. The very first thing that's supposed to help them find the entertainment they like better is the same thing causing them the most harm. It states here that if consumers are only experiencing the pirated content, they aren't getting the quality that the original creators intended. Why? Because quality does not exist on the pirated content. Consumer experience and satisfaction are greatly diminished. Most pirated content is not up to the same quality and standards as the original content, with audio interruption, distorted image quality, and more. So what's the statement means? If consumers are only using or watching some pirated content, they will inevitably be comparing it to the original and they'll be left with a poor quality contents. Syempre kung tayo na nag-avail sa mga streaming platforms like Netflix and for music is sa Spotify and pumupunta sa cinema and availing tickets to watch a movie, we will gonna experiencing the quality content produced. Unlike sa mga individuals na okay na sa mga pirated contents and illegal sites, their experience will not as good as for us. Like for an example, in movies. Of course, kung pirated movie ang pinapanood mo, there is some instances that it is blurred and hindi clear ang audios. So digital piracy affects the viewers and consumers as well. Also, downloading pirated content is dangerous for online users and comes with inherent risks. A recent internet Matter study of online users who downloaded pirated content found that 50% had their devices infected by malware or viruses. Hindi lang sa experience aspect ang may impact ng piracy sa ating mga consumers, kundi sa ating ding devices and sa atin mismo. How? Huwag nating kalimutan that some if piracy provider, ang objective nila is distributing pirated contents is to infect someone viruses and malware sa ating mga devices. Not only that, I also discussed a while ago that availing and watching pirated contents results into scams and fraud. The impact of digital piracy on the artist. If you download or stream from pirate sites, the artists lose essential income, they lose confidence, and the lost income prevents them from reinvesting in their creative work. For example, in the music industry, albums can cost thousands of dollars to produce, and like any of other form of entertainment such as movies or series, they should not come for free. For you to further understand this part, watch this video. This is Mark Arcelia, one of the greatest actors of the show business industry.
Ang pagpapahalaga po sa Philippine creative and entertainment industry ay pagpapahalaga sa ating lahi. At sa kwento ng mga Pilipino na isinasabuhay sa pelikula, serye, kanta at iba pa. Pero sa kabila po ng galing at talento ng ating industriya, ay napakalaking problema po ng paglaganap ng online piracy. Ang pananatili po ng online piracy ay katumbas ng pagkawala ng hanap buhay ng ating mga local talents, storytellers, filmmakers at ating mga crew. Gusto po ba natin nasirain ng online piracy ang patuloy na paglago ng industriyang nagpapasigla at nagbibigay ng inspirasyon sa ating mga kababayan? Kaya't samahan po ninyo ako na pukawin ang atensyon ng ating mga opisyal para po ipasa ang House Bill 7600 para po maproteksyonan ang ating Philippine creative and entertainment industry. At hinihikayat ko din po ang ating mga kagalang-galang na senador na makibahagi po at magpasa rin ng mga batas sa Senado hinggil dito sapagkat ang pagkilos po at laban para sa online piracy ay hindi lamang po responsibilidad ng isang industriya, kundi responsibilidad po nating lahat.
See how digital industry affects the artists. What people don't realize is that this is someone's livelihood, and illegally downloading music is essentially stealing their hard work. Kung manonood at makikinig kayo sa mga pirated versions of their contents or artwork, they will lose their income at maaapektuhan ang kanilang lifestyle. Diba? Isipin natin that pinaghirapan at pinaggastusan nila ang paggagawa at pagproduce ng content na yon. And if they will not gain their foresee income in producing that, mawawalan sila ng kita. And it mentioned also in the video the bill for digital piracy na hindi pa na ipapasa. So let's proceed now to the legal actions and penalties that associated with the digital piracy, discussed to us by Mr. Mutap, Mr. Barrett, Ms. Hafalia, and Mr. Kayanan.
Legal associated to digital piracy. Digital piracy is a violation of federal copyright laws. It can result in stiff fines and imprisonment. Think of digital piracy as a form of digital theft. Imagine, for a moment, you are an aspiring songwriter and a musician. You invest an entire year writing your first album. Your new album is finally produced and hits the market. You begin making a modest amount of money. However, you discover that your album has been copied and distributed for free on the internet. Now, you begin losing your money. You cannot afford to write a second album due to financial loss. Additionally, you discover someone selling your album for a reduced price. As a result, not only are you losing money, but someone else is profiting from your work without copyright laws. You would have no legal recourse. Piracy and cybercrime. Piracy is one of the most common types of cybercrimes. Cybercrimes can include just about any crime or criminal activity that takes place online. This type of cybercrime deals with theft of certain types of intellectual property. Illegally downloading music is probably the most popular form of piracy and cybercrime. Illegal file sharing can also occur with games, movies, television shows, and a variety of different types of software.
A federal crime. Piracy is a federal crime. This means that you can go to prison for more than a year. If convicted, it also means you could be facing hefty financial fines. If you're facing any kind of felony charges related to piracy or other cybercrimes, you need to speak with an experienced criminal defense attorney immediately about your case. It might feel like a seemingly victimless crime to you, but the federal government takes these charges and investigations very seriously.
Penalties associated with digital piracy of copyrighted works can get you a hard time in a federal prison facility. In fact, if you're convicted of videotaping a movie, you can get sentenced to 3 to 6 years in a federal correctional facility. Additionally, people who use peer-to-peer networks in violation of the No Electronic Theft or NET Act of 1997 can also face harsh penalties if convicted. It's possible to get a 5 to 10 year sentence if you're found guilty.
And the next is the one of the Anti-Piracy Act in the Philippines, which is the Cybercrime Prevention Act of 2012, officially recorded as Republic Act No. 10175, is a law in the Philippines that was approved on September 12, 2012. It aims to address legal issues concerning online interactions and the Internet in the Philippines. Among the cybercrime offenses included in the bill are cyber-squatting, cyber-sex, child pornography, identity theft, illegal access to data, and libel.
Here are the solutions how we can stay away from digital piracy. The nature of digital media makes it difficult to tell when anything has been stolen or pirated. You must be cautious in avoiding supporting piracy if you want to avoid breaking the law and injuring producers by limiting their revenue. The first is parental controls should be used. If you have children, utilize the parental controls on their computers and mobile devices to restrict which websites they can access. Second is to use peer-to-peer networks minimally. Even if you don't upload or download pirated material, you are materially assisting pirates due to the underlying technology in peer-to-peer services like BitTorrent. Parts of pirated software can be stored on your PC without your knowledge due to the underlying technology in peer-to-peer services like BitTorrent. It's advisable to stay away from these websites totally.
Number 3. To watch movies, visit standard streaming service. Stick to major sites and applications for services like Netflix, Hulu, HBO Max, and Disney Plus to watch TV series and movies instead of apparently free streaming sites.
Downloading music files from free sources is not a good idea. For that matter, I don't stream from ad-free streaming sites. Instead, utilize well-known sites and apps for service like Spotify, Apple Music, Pandora, SoundCloud, and Tidal.
If anything appears shady, it most likely is.
In general, trust your gut. You should be able to discern the difference between a trustworthy commercial site and a shady source of pirated data. When in doubt, conduct a search to learn more about a website or avoid it totally.
So that's the end of our discussion. We hope that you learned so much in our lesson. Thank you for listening.